All right, everybody, let's get started on this. I know everybody's calling me and asking questions, and I'm trying to do my diligence. Me and my wife, uh, I want to expose some things. I want everybody to understand that this ain't a witch hunt on my part. This is a informative message to all the voters and constituents within Shelby County, and how important it is to get out and elect the right people, and how easily people in power can use said powers against you. And then, I mean, it happened to me, so I know it's happened to other people, I'm sure. And I want to see stuff like this go away. I started making a stand for this stuff, for the accountability side of it, and I stand firm. And I'm gonna go ahead and do this one. This one here is in relations to our honorable, and I say that on a real slim line, 123rd District Judge LeAnn Rafferty. I got a lot to say. I want to keep these short, but it may not happen that way. But I'm going to show you now the amount of diligence I'm doing. This is paper, people. This is public record, okay? This is stuff pertaining to our court cases, and I've got a ton of it here at this table. Texas Code of Judicial Conduct. We're going to go through some of that. Temporary protective orders. Court transcripts. My notes on things I want to talk about. The beginning of it all starts right here with these mutual temporary injunctions and TRO orders that are signed by, again, the Honorable, or so they call, Honorable LeAnn K. Rafferty. All right. Look, people, this is serious business to me. I'm done went footing around this stuff. There's her signature right there on that. Here's the protective order that was put into play after the house fire that most of you are aware of. That we were being evicted. All right, it was a process. Things weren't going in our way 100%. Things weren't going in their way, but here's a protective order signed off again by LeAnn K. Rafferty. And I'm going to get to the affidavits on this. I mean, I'm going to pick it apart, and I'm going to be looking for perjury charges. Whatever it takes. I'm going to go high as I got to go. We can start here local, and the people that are responsible for it, making sure this comes to fruition, wants to sit down with me. We can put this out there, and I can come with proof for everything I got. I have been diligent about my proof in this situation since the beginning, and I know I'm a little excited about it right now, but this is dear to my heart, and I'm going to follow through with it 100%. And this is the first of many of them I got coming. I'm not getting on here to do anything more than point out the obvious, point out the misconduct in our 123rd Judicial Court by Miss Rafferty, and there's been plenty of time for an apology to be made to me and my wife. We was refused a meeting with her, even after this here so-called temporary protective order was put in place for the Tiptons, how dangerous we were and so forth. She never even had the courtesy to call us and get our side of the story or check her records, go to the police department, go to the sheriff's department, go to the JP, call the constable that's kin to the people, and see about all these records and things they're claiming they have for us, okay? And I'm going to pick it apart. I'm gonna make it real plain, and I'm going to put it out there for everybody. This is perjury at its best, signed off by her without any diligence on her part. Talking about incompetence, prime example right here. So let me start by getting into this stuff here. And this is some stuff on temporary restraining order. I may read some of that just for my part of it. So the application for emergency temporary protective order, ex parte. So this was filed by the Tiptons the morning after the fire. I'm just going to start with some things I found. If you want to see this stuff, I'll be glad to meet you and show you. It's also public. You can go to the district clerk's office, Miss Lori Oliver, bottom floor of the courthouse. Go in, go to the left. You can have all this printed out. It costs you a small fee, but you can have it all printed out and have copies of it yourself if you want to read it. But let's start with its number, its numerical. So let's start down here at the bottom. At approximately 3:45 a.m. on Sunday, March 13th, the plaintiff's real property, a residence occupied by tenants Michael and Andrea Reed, located at 4942 4916 Timpson, Texas, was burnt to the ground under suspicious circumstances. We're going to have a video about that too, folks. It was suspicious, all right. I was told to be an arsonist. I was put out very early that morning that me and my wife are arsonists, all right. We'll get into that later. Get ready for that one. I got a lot to say on that one too. Next thing I seen on here, on or before the fire at 3:07 a.m., Michael Reed's personal vehicle photographed driving down a dead-end road, County Road 4919, past the plaintiff's residential gate. Bullcrap. Show me the proof. Show me the camera. Show me the video. Show me the picture. That would incriminate me. Am I arrested? Don't see it. Ain't seen it. So it said that, you know, and then boom, protective orders issued. I don't know how, but we're gonna get into that here. So my point to all this is, man, this is ludicrous. It's not even funny. And this thing goes through a list of stuff. You can't go within 200 yards of this property, that property, blah blah blah. We're dangerous. We're gonna kill them, blah blah blah. Let me see where I'm at. I get excited, boy. This gets me wound up. Let me get into these deals. So here we go with the affidavits. All right. So my understanding is that these affidavits, I don't know if it's the way it's handled or not, but my understanding is Donald didn't fill these out. Excuse me, Donald Tipton didn't fill these out. His wife filled these out on his behalf because he was over at the fire scene walking around with the arson investigator trying to influence him that we burnt the house down, okay? Another story. Whew, y'all gonna be surprised. So here we go. I'm gonna look at some of this. The declaration states that describe the most recent time the respondent hurt you. I'm the respondent, okay? Am I pissed off through all this? You're right. Have I done anything that this claims? Negative. January 29th, threatened to assault him. I got a video I'm going to post of that threatening assault. That's the day that he encountered my neighbor across the road, and I called him out and decided to come out with everybody that night about his shenanigans to keep him from getting elected to the commissioner position, okay? I want to let everybody know now, my mouth gets foul at times, and in that video, I flat lost my composure, okay? If vulgarity offends you, please don't listen to it. I couldn't beep it out. If I did, it was like I was doing SOS. I was pissed, okay? Bottom line, I was mad. But you will see, threatened to assault him, and there's an affidavit from his son-in-law the same for that day. I don't know exactly where that's at right now. I had it all in order, I thought. I think it's attached to the back of this, matter of fact, but we'll get to that too. Didn't happen. I did verbally assault him, I guess you could say, because I did have some very profane, very choice words that I should have really kept my composure, but I got mad. I let it get the best of me, and I shouldn't have done that, okay? November 10th, threatened to assault him. Now, let me remind you, November 10th is the morning that me and Donnie had the altercation in the middle of the road on my way to work when he pulled the gun on me that he denies, okay? I'm going to tell you again how that happened. Yes, we were in a verbal altercation. Yes, he got me hot. He does. Just the mention of his name gets me hot. I got out of my truck when he backed up to go file eviction papers on me. He was going to have me moved out that day. He backed over the trash can at the man's residence, who is a friend of his, and like I said, he's allowed us to hunt hog traps on his property. He backed over the trash can. As I said, how many months ago? Count them back. I was going to get out while we were still arguing and move the trash can. Of course, loudmouth, Dondi, gets offended because he thinks I'm going to come jerk him out of his truck, which was not my intention, because if I wanted to, it's what I would have done. Pulls his weapon out of his door with his left hand, moves it to his right hand, lays it on the windowsill, pointed in my direction. So yeah, I'm a grown man. I'm tough. I don't really care to get shot. At that point, I did. I froze up a little bit, and I decided it was better for me to move away. So yes, that's a bold-faced lie. I didn't threaten to assault him. If he wanted to fight, I was game, but no, I didn't threaten to assault him. March 12th, he has a pistol stolen out of the truck, supposedly behind the house that I lived in at the time, that burnt to the ground. I don't know anything about this. Claims it's a Bersa 380. I don't know. Maybe it did get stolen. Maybe it's bull. I don't know. I can't do it. Where's the police report? It was filed with Constable Tipton because that's the only person they would go to, because that's the only thing that they could get in their corner. Another video I got coming. Be ready for that one too. March 13th, the house burnt down. Yeah, it did. It burnt down while I was in my bed asleep at 3-something in the morning. Guess what? Another video. Okay? But let's keep moving on to this here. The respondent ever threatened you, hurt you before? Yes, threatened several times is what he states. Were weapons involved? Here he says yes. Up above, it goes unmarked, okay? Like I said, public record, you want to see it, call me. I'll show it to you. Children involved? No. Have the police ever been called? Yes. Yes, they've been called by us. Wow. I don't know. I'm going to request some more records. I got things I got to still get in order, but most of the time the cops were called, it was us calling on them for their ignorance, okay? And that's not another way to put that. Did you ever have to get medical care? No. So, I mean, grown man, 55 years old, it states up here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. Like I told y'all before, I wanted to fight. This would have been over with a long time ago if he'd have just, anyway, we could handle it like me, what I'm trying to say. So here we go. I'm gonna get into these deals, okay? They've dated it. Now this is supposedly, my understanding is a written statement and then a Zoom meeting that occurred with the Honorable whoop whoop LeAnn K. Rafferty of the 123rd, okay? And she issued this protective order, as I said, off of a Zoom meeting and these credentials here that I'm fixing to prove are perjury. And once again, I hope the people that need to see this and investigate this perjury that I'm talking about. Okay, I'm firm on that. And if they can't, I'm gonna go up the ladder. These are things that are governed by bigger people that are elected way up above everybody. Okay, and I'm fully looking into it. I'm starting with the as I said, with the Texas Code of Judicial Conduct, and I'm gonna go from there. Okay. So February the 11th, they claim Shelby County Commissioner's sign was acquired by Michael Reed. Now that says acquired. Okay, it's gonna get into some contradictory here. Unbeknown to how he acquired it, he placed a sign in the window of the business he rents from us and painted above it on the window, "Don't sell our county to the devil." He drew an arrow to the sign located below the message and placed an X across the sign. The same night, my husband and I were visiting the office of Dondi's nephew, Constable Josh Tipton, in which I was helping him with a computer issue he was having. Maybe she's right. I don't know. Now remember, this is Donna writing this because Dondi's on scene at the fire. A few hours later, he placed a video and images on YouTube, Facebook of my husband and I in the office speaking of us not being able to be trusted and tax dollars being wasted due to us being in his office at 8 o'clock at night. I stand firm behind my beliefs on what they were doing that night. All this was going on. Wasn't no computer issues in my mind. I can't prove that. That's hearsay. I'll leave that alone. But neither here nor there. So my question on that is, every one of y'all that live in Timpson have seen the signs that was on our windows at the shop, okay? That's prior to the elections. They're claiming harassment. Where's the harassment? I claim it's a political agenda on my part, and every political candidate for the commissioner's race was on that window. Now, I gave it opportunity for integrity for the other two candidates, and I called Dondi the devil. I felt firm about it. I believe he's fully, I don't know who the Antichrist is, but he might be him. I believe in that. So anyway, that's another lie. That's pure lies. That's lies, 100% lies right there, okay? But that's not as deep as the other ones are going to get. February 12th, their statement. This is affidavit now. We had a Meet the Candidates event in town at Frontier Cafe, and I drove by several times and placed another video on Facebook and YouTube concerning our meeting and why he wasn't there. She says this one may be irrelevant, but I just feel like we were constantly being watched and stalked. Well, I've got tons of video and pictures of what being stalked and looked like and followed looks like by the Tiptons. Mostly Dondi, but Donna and Dusty were involved in it as well. Okay, we'll get into that more as we go forward, okay? So we'll let that go. I did intend on showing up. He did have people there to keep us out. He did have a list of names that were not allowed. And I took the high road that day, decided not to go. I did make a drive-by, and I did make a video. It's posted on my YouTube channel. Most people that went on there have seen it. No harm, no foul. Okay. January 29th, okay? This is the question of when I remember on the other one I said I assaulted him on January 29th. I threatened him. January 29th, they were dealing with an issue concerning their neighbor, which is friends with the Reeds, when Michael comes running out of his house yelling at Dondi, and he's going to whoop his ass, you MFer, you SOB, etc. The law was even there and told him to go back into his house, which I did not, according to them. With that being said, now, let's look at this. I'm going to post the video, okay? My video's vulgar. I'm not going to lie. Never once did I call him an MFer. Bold-faced lie. Never once did I call him an SOB. Bold-faced lie. Okay? The law was there. Who called him? Ask them that. The neighbors called him because Dondi was again tearing up their yard, removed the Rustin Bush for commissioner sign that the neighbors had, and moved it to where he wanted it so he could drive through their yard, and then stood out in the yard and argued with him. And that's when I come outside, because my wife was across the road watching our friends' young kids while she was trying to deal with the sheriff's department. And yes, the sheriff deputy did ask me to please shut up and go back in the house, and then you'll see what I told him. I made it clear to him. I'm not ashamed of nothing that I said, okay? let's see what else we got here. This is taking longer than I wanted, but November 16th, here we go. Dondi went to our property to get a trailer at around 8:30 p.m. He ended up calling law enforcement. The constable came out as well. Constable, Josh Tipton, nephew, okay? Come out as well and tried to get him to come out of the house. Lie. Josh never knocked on my door. If he did, I didn't hear it. I was not even aware at the time that the altercation that they're fixing to refer to is taking place with my friend on the front porch that came over to get sugar to bake cookies with his kids. Facts. Dondi did not come over there to get a trailer. Dondi come over there to show his ass. Okay? I have video. I have pictures. I have all that showing where he throws his fit with his hands on his hip and throwing all my stuff off the trailer with 4 flat tires. He's going to come get it at 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. Come on. Not buying it. Bold-faced lie. Perjury. Bold-faced perjury. One claimed he come to borrow a cup of sugar. Fact. Shane was coming to get sugar. He called me hours before, or probably an hour and a half before, and the sugar was sitting on the table. I think I have the picture of that still. Says here, but the friend had an AR with him. And when the other friend arrived in his pickup, they're referring to Chris Lee on that, the guy with the AR jumped up into the back seat of it and placed the firearm on the console of the truck. Lie. Bold-faced lie. Perjury. Did I mention perjury? I'm all about it. So yes, Shane had come across the road to get sugar from the house, okay? At this point, I know he didn't know what was going on. He just walked up into a situation that was out of his hands, okay? The AR claims only came about because of my gun claims, okay? Yes, there was a gun there, okay? There was a gun in the pickup. Chris had been shooting went to shoot pigs earlier in the evening. The gun was still on the console. All explainable, 100%. All right. Again, there's cops all over the scene for 2.5 hours at night out there. Should be plenty of body cam footage, plenty of things that are there. This is the time that I finally got pissed off and come out about all the other stuff and started speaking on it. Lie. They're trying to cover their tails, okay? They're perjuring themselves right here. Back to November 10th, this says Dondi met Michael on the road where they stopped to talk, and Dondi mentioned to Michael concerning the issue we were having with him at our property. Michael exploded on Dondi. I didn't explode, but yes, I was vocal. I'm going to say it. Began yelling at him profanity, threatening to whoop his ass. I'm going to stand firm with this. I have never, ever threatened to whoop his ass. I'm back up on that. I've never threatened to whoop his ass, okay? I've told y'all before. That's where I would like to went with all of it at the very beginning. I think this would have went a whole different way and would have been over with by now, okay? But here we are. I'm learning to deal with things different. Still hot-headed, but I got a way of controlling it a little better now. I'm not a threat. I'm not out to kill nobody. Never was. But I got a protective order on me. So that all goes on. Says I get out of my truck, came at Dondi. Michael proclaimed that Dondi pulled a firearm on him, which he did not. I done gave you my story on that. I stand firm on it. He pulled the gun on me. Don't know if he'd have used it, but he did pull it on me. Okay? He pulled a gun on me. I didn't pull a gun on him ever. I don't need guns to fight my battles. I need guns to protect my life. And this protective order took those rights away from me and my wife because we had to surrender our guns. Okay? Had to surrender them in the middle of a time that I think this family's trying to kill me. Tried to kill me in my sleep while I'm sleeping in my house because they can't get me kicked out like they thought they could. And they take away my firearms. Again, this woman could have went to the Shelby County Sheriff's Office and got any of this knowledge. There was pending things being investigated about this situation this whole time that she's issuing this protective order. Says here, the neighbor Shane Shriver's caused many issues as well since their friends have been served with the eviction. Claim that they ran their Dondi off the road and her daughter's boyfriend off the road, and December 10th, while they were coming down the road in Dondi's truck, on December 16th, he ran Dondi off the road, in which he called the constable about. Why do we keep calling the constable? Where's the proof of it? Where's the reports? I want to see the reports. I'm fixing to file for them. Where are they at? Prove this. Prove it to me. Prove me that I'm a liar and that you didn't perjure yourself. Prove it to me. LeAnn Rafferty, find the answers to this. It's your job. You signed this thing. This has been an ongoing situation ever since we served them with eviction papers. Facebook, YouTube videos slandering. Slander is telling lies about people. I ain't told them but the truth about these people. I'm speaking the truth now about them and LeAnn Rafferty. And I'm firm on what I feel about all this crap. Stalking, stealing political sign, placing it in the window of the business he rents from us. They have been made public. Look at him, February 25th. I'm gonna come out of the closet about some stuff. All right, right here. I'm gonna show you who I am and how much I believe in what I'm telling you, because I'm telling you truths. February 25th, 2022, approximately 10:45 a.m. I tried to look back on my phone today for the videos that I took this day that they accused me of. This is a fact. I did take the video. I did do that. Dondi calls her and states that Michael and Andrea are following him around town, taking pictures and videos of him. He was hauling the building that he took from I won't say the person's name, from a citizen's house down Rose Hill Road, and they were following him. They also drove around the block in Timpson and was taking pictures of him. Well, first of all, it's February 25th, folks. I still live on Rose Hill Road. I drive down that road anytime I want. I can do it today if I want to. I did follow Dondi. I did take pictures. I'm going to tell you why. Back when he tore the building down for the city, and he illegally dumped it and disposed of it on property that I lived on, I turned him into the state. You dang right I did. That man started making my life miserable, and I'm going to tell you right now, I let the vindictive side get me, and I did. I turned him in. So, Dondi, I'm the one that turns you in, okay? You know that now. I drove around and took these pictures because I wanted more evidence to submit to the state for what I was doing with him on the building they tore down for the city that was improperly disposed of, okay? That's another story. The state handled that. I don't know how it came out 100%. I got the reports on it. Again, I can show you those because I am the one that initiated it, okay? So, with that being said, my problem here is, this whole deal, this is a problem. She didn't look into none of this. She just issued it, And right here in this judicial code of conduct, it states some things. And I'm going to read this, and I'm hopefully going to wrap this up. Upholding the integrity and independence of the judiciary, okay? Independent, honorable judiciary is indispensable to justice in our society. A judge should participate in establishing, maintaining, and enforcing high standards of conduct and should personally observe those standards so that the integrity and independence of the judiciary is preserved. The provisions of this code are to be construed and applied to further that objective, okay? So I'm just going to point out a few of the ones I've looked at because, like I said, I'm going up with this. I'm going as far up the chain as I can go. Woman's had plenty of time to have a conversation with us. She owed us that. She didn't give it to us after we asked for it. She's had plenty of time to call us and make a public apology if she wanted to. Would have made me feel better. May not be where I'm at today with this situation, but now I'm headhunting, baby. I'm coming for it. I'm coming for everybody. So if you know you might be on this agenda, you might want to holler at me, okay? Another video. B, Canon 2, letter B. A judge shall not allow any relationship to influence judicial conduct or judgment. A judge shall not lend the prestige of judicial office to advance the private interest of the judge or others, nor shall a judge convey or permit others to convey the impression that they are in a special position to influence the judge. A judge shall not testify voluntarily as a character witness. That part don't matter. But let me tell you something. She used her friendship. She used her dealings with the constable in influencing the situation with his family. No doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind. Stevie Wonder could see that, all right? I have a problem with that. Canon 3, adjudicated responsibilities. Number 2, a judge should be faithful to the law, shall maintain professional competence in it. Well, she ain't competent in the law. None. 0. A judge shall not be swayed by partisan interest, public clamor, or fear of criticism. Well, by God, I'm going to tell you something. I'm finna give her some criticism. But she was swayed. She states in this right here that she doesn't even know the Tiptons are related when we're needing somebody to go out there to help us get our stuff after we was refused to go to the home site that burnt down for over 2 or 3 weeks. Never even got to go back out there. Another video coming, okay? She knew who they were. She's the one that signed off on the situation with the machines in Tennehaw where they had Dondi come and remove them and haul them off for them. There's no doubt in my mind she knew who these people were in their relationships. And it was used. That situation was used to benefit their motive and their intentions. Number 5 on that, adjudicated responsibilities. A judge shall perform judicial duties without bias or prejudice. Well, by God, she was biased and she was prejudiced toward me and my wife. We didn't get a fair shake. She didn't call us before she issued this protective order. She could have called us and I could have told her right there on the phone, I think you need to do some investigating before you issue that. And if you still feel like I'm the one that's going to be the problem, then by all means, ma'am, please issue that against me, and I'll do what I got to do to try to file something in return. Okay? She didn't do that. All right? We didn't get fair service in this, none whatsoever. Another affidavit by his son-in-law Tyler Jackson. states that he's been in the presence of Dondi when I've unnecessarily aggressive towards him, threatening him with obscene language and to physically assault him. Never threatened to physically assault him. The video I'll post later, I'm going to have to do that separate from this. I'll post it to my YouTube channel. It is vulgar. It is very vulgar. Forgive me for that, please. But you'll get the point that I didn't, other than verbally mouthing and throwing out some foul words, I never assaulted a man. I did ask him if he would like to still handle it, but I didn't ever say I was going to kick his butt or anything like that. As these people, perjury, right here, another perjury on this affidavit. These are legal binding documents. These are under oath documents once you sign them and have them notarized. Perjury. LeAnn Rafferty. Perjury. As you see, I'm not happy, man. I'm not even happy about this. I don't get it, you know. They claim it's been an ongoing issue since the eviction, blah, blah, blah. They ain't brought no proof for none of this. None of it. I guarantee they can't bring proof because it's all lies. I'm bringing proof. I'm bringing proof for the public. And I'm calling you out, LeAnn Rafferty. What's your response? I want to hear it. I'll sit down with you, ma'am. We'll video mine at your meeting and you can answer all these questions for me. I'll give you that courtesy. And I'll be respectful, ma'am. You owe me this. You owe the citizens of Shelby County who elected you. You owe us. Maybe more counties than that, actually, but you owe me. You owe the people. You owe the constituents an explanation for how you can be so naive and so blind. I know how. I want to see if are you honorable enough to admit your wrongs. You can't go back on this. Yeah, it's over with. It's done, but it still carries on my record. You never even called to ask me if you could expunge it for me, and you're wrong. You are wrong, lady. Temporary protective order, folks, took away my rights to get on here and do what I'm doing now. Okay? That's what took this rights away from me. And I'm back. Okay? It took away the rights to protect myself. The protective order did. Like I said, they took my guns. I had to relinquish my guns. These people I think are dangerous. I thought they were dangerous then, but yet they flipped the script on me. Whew. Bravo. I'm about to wrap this up, but I mean, I was harassed. I was stalked. It's vice versa. Everything's flipped. I mean, we truly felt our lives were in danger, but we tried to take the high road. And you see what it told me? I made my comment last night on my video, and somebody come on there. I'm not going to say their name, and it's on there if you want to go read it. Tread lightly. And I told them, I'm not treading lightly. Treading lightly got me run over. I'm all gas and no brakes from here out. And if you're part of this, I'm coming for you. I don't care who you are. I don't care what office you hold. Okay? And those of you that are in offices that need to be handling this kind of stuff, I'm pleading out to you right now. This is my plea. Look into this situation. This is perjury. Perjury. Did I say perjury? Perjury. Perjury right here. You know, all I can say is, why did this woman do this? Why? LeAnn, why'd you do this? You know why you done it? Because your signature's gold, and your friendship with these people. You let your friendship with them hurt a family that didn't deserve it. That's all I got to say about that. Ball's in your court. All right. I got more coming for y'all. Stay tuned, and I'm just getting started. I'm fixing to find the corruption in this county. I'm fixing to expose it 100%. If you're one of them, get right, baby. It's time. I ain't the Lord, but get right. I'm telling you now, I'm coming for it. I'm coming for everybody I can come for. You know, I got a lot of videos to make. I'm coming for you. All right. Hey, thank y'all for listening. I'm sorry if I seemed intense in this video. This is wrong. Wrong. If it's happened to me on something this simple, I can only imagine what's been done to people. I don't side with criminals. Don't for 1 minute anybody that's a true criminal. I don't side with those people in their pity parties, all right? I'm not a pity party kind of person. I'm a pissed off, concerned citizen of Shelby County that's trying to tell everybody here, we need to be diligent in the people we elect to these elected positions. We need to do our diligence. We need to get out, be a part of these problems, help fix them. Elect the right people for these offices. Nobody's perfect. But all this right here never should have happened. It's lit a fire under me, folks. Lit a fire under me. I'm trying to move on with my life. I'm trying to do things different. I got so much anger and frustration in my system. I can't do that until I get this out there and in the open, okay? And I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to keep going forward. Just keep following me. I've got a lot to say. Some of my videos won't be this intense. I'm sorry this one got intense, but this is the most dear to my heart right now. Man, I don't even know what to say. I've said a lot, I guess. We're 30 minutes in the video. I wanted to be about 15, but I'm going to say what's got to be said whatever time it takes. And again, anybody that feels that they want to sit down with me and make a video, I'll give it to you. I'll be as professional with you as I can. Like I said, I'm going to be calling out quite a few people. I'd be glad to give you the chance to sit down with me. We can sit down wherever. We can find a mutual spot, whatever we need. I've got some questions. I mean, I can do it this way. You can respond. I don't care. Or you can get with me later. We can sit down and have a video together. We can have a cup of coffee, whatever. You know, this is dear to me. People, y'all are wrong, man. LeAnn Rafferty. Shame, woman. Shame, shame, shame. Shame. I need people to be looking at this. This is a handful of perjury right here. Signed off on by LeAnn K. Rafferty. What's the answer for this? That's what I want to know.